Hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to cook up a quick beat. For beginners, this recipe can be boiled down to 3 basic ingredients: kick, hi-hat and snare. I've decided to use high-quality wave samples for a crispy texture, but you can use whatever you have at home to a similar effect. Start by heating the tempo up to about 85 BPM. Measure your hi-hats into quarter notes and space them out evenly. This is the basis of our groove. Now add a few dollops of kick into the mix. Put them wherever sounds best. Toss in a snare at approximately 2 hits per bar. Now we have our basic groove. It's okay to spice up the beat by experimenting with different hi-hat samples and patterns. Just don't go overboard. That's nice. Now it's sizzling. Feel the groove. Bob your head. If your head was already bobbing, that means you're off to a good start. Now you have the opportunity to add some personal touches. I'm going to throw in some atmospheric effects for a smoky flavor. It's looking pretty good so far, but it still needs a crucial ingredient. A nice, beefy bass.
It's the recipe with an intro track for your courtesy. It's the recipe, our darkest thoughts given liberty. It's the recipe, fiendish frequencies spill out of me, so lock your doors to sonic war. We blast percussion casually. It's the recipe, poetic ghost sharing elegies. It's the recipe, Bugdark fortune hella beats. It's the recipe, and we don't need no replacement. We wrote a couple songs and then we cooked them in my basement. Cooking can be fun.
A gaggle of constables who swooped on the Cretan's house. He said I'm not quite done with her yet, I'm reducing her beating count. So you can't resume the news until I've beaten these creatures out. And then I'm fleeing south to disintegrate in a safer place before we all give nature her way, or I'm compelled to stay in the state. A caddy Starbucks will mark the day with a hardened glaze, as firm as Fatty Arbuckle's tits. But it'll be a vaster harm of you to sit through when not if soon I don't get my motherfucking biscotti and a nip. Severe case of anxiety disorder, going once, going twice. Bad patterns altered gradually, game verging on overripe. Need a vacation home for pussy season. I've heard Greek word was nice for hyper-motivated asshats and their power socialized. So have fun with any cunt that nigga when way too drunk to blow you right. Maybe she'll pass out so you all can fuck her, but you're on your own tonight. I've tripped fresh powdered metals, making sure the snow was white. But you types have always given me trouble, so I'm throwing no advice. Starry-eyed megalomania has finally turned to rotted waste, to grim prophecy fulfilled in vision of present time and place. A violent chasing spills from psyche's reach. Go find your silent space where harbored hate for fellow hominid did spread across one scholar face. Sunk in drought of tears, understanding brought through bottle breaks. One quiet moment led when each new little rebel generation got complacent. A fine set of corrupted ideals now brimming with worthless waterway. So perish the very notion, dears. Just throw the fear and thought away and show your proud devotion here, spearheading endless autoplay. I'll keep hacking you little bastards backwards in a plaster basement as you keep worrying about your placard placement. And maybe one day you'll quit looking at me so dopely, hopefully. Oh, woe is me, I'm homily, beat out on on the phonally dimpled chicks by the new wave hipster rappers with that pitiful little whimper spit. I'm bringing it back to gangsta, though I'm not quite gangsta rich. That's why my tag team mate just engage your face for while I'm trying to flank your bitch. Chicks are in love with danger. I quickly swayed her from the square dance. More mileage out of my visits than the Maytag repairman's. You called it off too late. Last second overhead waving flared hands. You dropped it, I caught it. I guess you never had a fair chance. I've used my booze money on groceries mostly. I'm where topsy-turvy meets oxytocin. Don't scream, but I may have come apart at my nose seams from the external pressures that I've been hosting. But I'll wither with no mated soul to drag me from depression. A fate embrace that rapist rage to show I've learned my lesson. But the better bet is ever questing, striving and then settling into cyclical cleanse impulse binge, unending pattern with no messages. My head is fixed on all sought after soft as feathered lips, but laughter seeds where dread exists, and I can't offer every bit of already gotten leverages. So I'll try stronger beverages, more often swaddling medic kits that I can't use. Instead equip a long lost lover's betting slip in all too awful regiment. Like body uppercuts, pummeling gun the solar plexus. I'm gonna grab that little slink by the patchouli stink of a woven necklace, having me a half-ass think on the moral constraints that controlling segments and what's pushing me past that break. A soul that's strained, I'm approaching feckless. Was heartsick for weeks, worked on the obliques a bit, so now I know I'm two kinds of weak as shit. In addition to this unease not being just from the recentness, fleeting as it is, dying wish that I could in the next life be a hedonist. I'm trying, but it isn't always the easiest. At the least it'd be joyful, a poison much more gleefully sipped through a wry side smile, bit a crease to the lip, ameliorate from where we are right now, where measly feelings get swept beneath a bright white shroud, then to the side for appeasement, flee into nitpick past actions, this team of it, a skill set developed over the course of previous weeping. See, I was heartsick, cause in the end that razor thin line that sits betwixt a friendship and a hardship's a margin about the width of a guitar pick. But don't get me started, it's just that you'd imbued me with a new sense of undue trust. True gift when most I've known haven't ever given two fucks. I misjudged and projected a mutually viewed lust, and before I knew it I'd slipped and given the ruse up. So now I'm heartsick, and I know you're not an audience for some sorry pitch. Fair enough, or as fair as this bar could get, with us to follow the hollow point and charge considered over hardness a tip. The cartridge, the booze, or whose exit wound to be the largest. Either way, away we cruise into the darkness, but that was always the target.
I don't know how to be happy with myself, much less with somebody else. Whoever says the rattles around in my head, I think I might just go back to bed. I think I might just go back to bed, yeah. I think I might just go back to bed. I think I might just go back to bed, yeah. I think it's righteous.
I've been heartsick for years, from love and tears I've lived in fear of, with an unrealistic hope that it'd someday clear up. Undying just means I'm not for trying to be a better me, just isn't written in a starker lettering. Red flags hark, but let it be, lest that she should hear of it, finally get the best of me, her rest my peace. Yet another of her motherfucking have-nots, so I'll go for the gold. Mad goals I keep attempting and missing with the same flippant slap shot. Need a smidgen more of the game and a lot less of the trash talk, but still not scared, prepared for that 2240 blast off. Just tired of being a fucking afterthought, so ask how it's gonna go down and how to stop it, or ask not. was heartsick, cause I was hard hit. Just needed to know from being told I wasn't a piece of garbage. And I know that's a low bar to set, but what's it say when even that expectation does not get met? Y'all wonder why every party is spent largely wrecked. Just hope you realize one day that the armor was all a pump fake, and your dismissive treatment of me was the reason I stayed in it, as opposed to remaining ardent. And a long sick at heart was finally hardened. So away we sail into the darkest night, but that was always the target, right? Can't blame for the backstory. Grew up with a head start, a blue blood with a red heart. True love or a dead art may confuse some, that such charted courses can be through suffering and harm. And while privilege is something and isn't all important, a point only learned through near miss cavorting with it, at least to the unenlightened. The smite and variety have been quite into the idea vocally, but have never looked into the eyes of the folks who they'd be fighting. Hopefully what they'd see might surprise them or choke them up. No interstitial host for the grossly overgust. Throats been tightened slightly, oh woe is us. But however you might view your slice of the pie, we mostly all just go to dust. Have you ever seen a rose wilt violently? I have, I don't recommend it, but oh, it's a sight to see. Actually try that. You think her experience can make you feel as less? It's a fucking maybe at best. So confess, you've never truly seen a wilting rose, not up close.
She's run away like marbles on her face, so far away in the quicksand she bathes. If only she saw how fast the rain could fall. She's run away faster than she can.
I feel starved, and I marvel at a fellow dark aestheticist with the heart red, startler of martyrs with dark and dead lips stitched numb, just as beautiful in a ditch we wither. Whether we're destitute or we're plump, weathered through or a plum, heaven suited or stumped, get leavened or stupidly sunk in a crib with a view or a dump. Think you're more human than you were a chump who couldn't commit to a fourth of the shit that she's lived through. It conforms to no shape, leaving even the informed still a gate that it could be so warm in an igloo. I miss you, misery, company, in a warped perspective, it's all the same. Directionless shun, called stunted, unsure, or just maimed, and not living up to the family name. But where she's landed's the only actual rational place when given the source of her shame. Divorced of emotion in an ordeal few have had, nor could have claimed. So you disbelieve, instinctively give pushback against the thought of a fraught history, not in full view of the truth. You'd be grief-stricken as facts sent that rigidly held little belief system so quickly to withering. Ask how I know, it's cause I've seen a wilting rose up close, so it goes.
She's run away like marbles on her face, so far away in the quicksand she bathes. If only she saw how fast the rain could fall. She's run away faster than she can.
There's one hopeful, I'm trying, but seeing what's stolen her childhood has lived, and then no moping in spite of either compass spoke or be quiet. Don't worry folks, it'll be fine, cause the erosion of time has left her home even fucking broker than mine. All of this has been out a little I once knew. I loved one, so then I had to love two. wash in thought. Head's been in a dead spin since the naughty aughts. And I reprehend the flex tripper. You got me not. But I guess it beats never being calm and at alarming odds. But at least I got the know-how for controlling these notions. How it goes is I'm going in a bit low on the emotion and a bit more for the slowdown and the knocking off. What?
How to deal with fake love, I'm starting to get tired. Here to lick and nothing but you all pride. Drinking with a real legend for the peace of mind. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life. Fitting in, I didn't wanna be on my side. Boss off, smoking up, I'm being cloud nine. No need to act all scared, I did too high. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life.
There's a reason I don't fuck with you like I used to. And I'm sorry for the abuse through which you've come. Left scarred and discarded, so glum. But if you're gonna take, at least appreciate. Have the decency to grow from it. Nothing like a wasted favor to make you not wanna throw another one. So even though I don't place blame for where you coming from, you do not still got this. It's a shame, but it's my turn too. And I gotta be guarded, cause you toxic regardless.
How to deal with fake love, I'm starting to get tired. Here to lick and nothing but you all pride. Drinking with a real legend for the peace of mind. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life. Fitting in, I didn't wanna be on my side. Boss off, smoking up, I'm being cloud nine. No need to act all scared, I did too high. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life.
Can't imagine how it is to exist as the inhabitant of a body entirely reft of attachment, physically induced into a sadness all-encompassing, nothing of whimsy. And it's no small feat not to drop the ball built flimsy. Paul held within these weak wrists that have already seen the onset of centuries. For some reason, he didn't want you either. So I can see how this rejection had hit you that much deeper. But please, sir, get off me and make your beats with the ether.
How to deal with fake love, I'm starting to get tired. Here to lick and nothing but you all pride. Drinking with a real legend for the peace of mind. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life. Fitting in, I didn't wanna be on my side. Boss off, smoking up, I'm being cloud nine. No need to act all scared, I did too high. So bad I'm gonna take you out of my life.
Kick free verse, live a free life to lift knee skirts over knee highs, auto D-ride, but never reach higher than you need to be a fleet flyer, sweet higher, grind up gears cause I don't feel like walking, heels behind your ears, I don't see why talking's needed, why do tears just to see mine halted, we can still fly through years while we be life's falling, can't abstain from his hate for it all, on a campaign to not stay sane with a bald-faced lie that shifts blame to grandma's brain on a wall, a transport-driven pain train on a call, when I grow up I wanna be a big slob that holds shit jobs, the self-insured kind where you get robbed and then beat yourself up till the shit throbs, so you eat your health ill with a wrist notch, your parent in your will when a drink drops, your inhibitions and your skill with a pin slot, I think not. Here's another something that we must do. We gotta be honest with ourselves, and we cut roofie wielding cock blockers out of the cruft who we've accumulated and carried with us, even if it cuts too deep and sends waves of guilt the fuck through me. Hurtfully touched two that I've loved truly. All I've gotta say is fuck you, leave. Me back up, and it's not betraying an understanding amongst a couple of all forsaken and hate-driven hearts. No art in Mr. McCarthy's favorite little examples that still stand of a departed generation. A minor affair, I'm not there trying for faceless and sentimental instruments you're so often laced with. Love both once, stunts, cap, flat basement. Does she know what you've done though? Who knows? I know he doesn't know about it though, or else you'd both be toast. Or want a meal for a kuma, skooma dope, heel head, rumor, aficionado coming fresh from the schooner. Pronto, might as well have been Jupiter, orbit faster, lest I get through to her. Juno, Magister, blessings are putrid for practical purposes. Don't ever relegate friends to it, word, or at least people you've been best of serpents with. If your self becomes selfishness, your self is this worthlessness, and you limits the possibilities, but the prospect our friendship's gonna be where it was in antiquity is fucking tickling me. And at the little least it'll be put under. Unlikely, but you might see a tree in the tundra, or you might be a Hurtmissile. That's the quiet why behind the curtain dismissal. Mouthwash, straight up, no chase. 4 years into a lifetime, and no please, no thanks. What was he? But the globe still rotates, indifferent to individual will of probates. So take this account for what it is with no haste. The predispositions, I'm just wishing it isn't gonna go to waste. As to the manner of the recanter's own state, I won't stay. To not know may have a tendency to go that way. And if you don't think that every chick's got orbiters, it's just cause you don't know who yours are or you're hers, sorry. Ain't shit to be ashamed at, hardly happens to the best of even a brave cat starving. Sharks claiming 100% A-type is way hype marketing. Alpha pup tame yike barks believed they're just some lame guys posturing. That real deal feel was not to be afraid of that or arguing. So let me illuminate a close shave that's still scarring me. Little safflower seed ground by stoned in between the teeth. Don't suppose wretched hope will ever be leaving me. Intrinsic in a way that escapes me, and easily the most recently was no coincidence. The least reeling scene when love was taken away equally fleetingly. Whether real or dream, the new savvy or me being more of a bean blossom in the wake of the inevitable dissolution of Team Awesome. Belly slap medalist veteran are hugging out these problems. It's no longer available as a vellum for me to pee on it. I'm sorry, uncalled for and undesired. I'm so confused. I've just been swirling in a flurry of new thoughts on an old muse. It gets me quickly to shitty ideation. I'm slaying a bearer of cold news. A lone wayfarer's terrors translated to recently bold views. You parent fuck what you heard. She gave me fuck what I look like. Good night. Scrape me up off a cold floor to resuscitate a shook mic. She could comfort occasionally, and good lord, yeah, she could bite. One day she's gonna make some other kind of monster a good wife. But at my age, relationships just seem to scuttle by. Maybe I can't get it up cause I need a little more cuddle time. Maybe there's too many bitches out there content to fuck with guys. Maybe you're a 10.5, so I'm in my head here, but I'm trying. Like I'm finally gonna try to be medicated for my anxiety. Not that the only why it be, so somebody fly or lie with me. I'm usually more refined at these, but life has gotten kind of bleak of late, and I'm gonna die on these things, whether or not you like or please. Whether or not the psych ward chic, whether or not she's siding creeps, whether or not she's trying to cheat, whether or not I'm trying to beat. I know this kid growing up, he didn't know as much as most of us, but still somewhat knowledgeable and loyal to us older cunts. Deserve moniker eventually, maybe a little too much, but it won't be once you know the history. So let the idiots speak, just give me a minute and listen to me. Steven, not even reaching for a rhyme for that. Style a naturally awkward kid that's running that fucking gauntlet halfway between the cease and being and the little chicas calling him back. Overly ambitious with it, could see himself being with them even as they gleefully are coming off as ornery brats. And I was onto that, wanted to help, add a bit of that melt tone. And I was young myself, so didn't yet know that I had so much to give. But shitty flex show got instantly met with a hell no. Rex, go the heck home, miniature destro, so I guess it's death for him. Check one, yes, no. Out the songs they keep saying, but this ain't substantial shit, damn it. I knew this kid, we trusted each other. Once gave him the other half of my sandwich at lunch when he was all bunched up and clearly having a rough one. And the truth is the ultimate disclaimer, which I brandish even when famished, even recognizing that I was probably a big part of his damage. It's an extra bit of salt, definitely never knew how desperately he was clinging on. Once messed with, set up to fall, and all of us setting ourselves apart are dead set for the exalted and heavenly weapon upon which we'd actually all eventually fall. He just did so literally, and hearing about it beat the shit out of me. I mean, listen to me. I'm unnerved when cat's been preserved pristine for 15 years, and I'm still here choking back these tears. Life can be weird. There's a lot left to say. The songs are supposed to package up all tightly and neatly, but you're not getting any of that shit out of me today. I just miss little Stevie.